Hey crafters, welcome back to another Tech Wrap tutorial. I'm Kim from Dusty Blue Cottage, and today we're going to be making some Christmas gift tags using TeckWrap's Christmas sheet pack. The pack contains 15 12 by 12 sheets of their assorted vinyls. It has glitter, burst shimmers, holographics, satins, chromes, and more. We'll also be using our TeckWrap cutting mat, the weeding pen, and our squeegee tool, along with a couple of these galvanized tags I picked up at the dollar store. I started by heading into Cricut Design Space to look for some images. I picked out these three and thought they'd showcase the beautiful vinyls from this sheet pack. I measured the portion of the tag I'd be decorating. In my case here, it was 3 inches by 2 inches, and created a template on the screen so that I could size the layout of my design and get a better feel for how the finished product would look. Then I sized my images and added some text until I was happy with the way they looked. Just before I started to cut, I decided to add an offset layer to the lettering so that it would stand out better on the tag. TeckWrap provides this cutting guide with their vinyls that will let you know what setting to use depending on which cutting machine you're working with. I went ahead and cut out all of my pieces and noticed I forgot to remove the protective sheet from a couple pieces of my vinyl. It wasn't a problem. I was able to easily peel it off, but just make a note to remove the cover film before you cut. I made sure to wipe off each of the tags with rubbing alcohol before I started applying the vinyl. This gives you a clean surface and it'll help the vinyl adhere better. The first tag I worked on was the one with the small ornament. I used the yellow grid transfer tape since it has a strong grip and it works best with glitter vinyl and glitter brush vinyl, anything that's a little thicker. I applied the offset for the text first. That way I can see what room I had left over to play with for putting the ornament down. And remember, you can reuse a piece of transfer tape multiple times, so I'll keep using the same piece as I go along. The assortment of colors and patterns in this Christmas pack was really fun to work with. It has a great variety, so finding different textures to complement each other was pretty easy. For the text, I decided to do some reverse weeding. This is where you apply the entire piece of vinyl to the transfer tape, then you flip it over and remove the excess, leaving just the little pieces, in my case here, the letters, stuck to the transfer tape. It can be a good way to go about it if you have a piece with quite a bit of detail and tiny elements that need weeding. This second tag had a black offset underneath the stocking. I think it really made the stocking pop just the way the offset does with the text. You could always add an offset to any image in Cricut Design Space to give yourself the same effect. I really do like the way this one turned out. For the third and final tag, I needed to keep the design pretty tight. The bottom of the sled needed to be as close to the edge of the tag as possible so my text wasn't overlapping. So I decided to layer the first 2 pieces of the sled onto my transfer tape and apply as one piece. I used the parchment paper method for this. If you aren't familiar with what that is, it's where you place your design on a piece of parchment paper, leaving a small bit exposed to hold it into place. Then you can line it up to the piece that will be underneath it and see exactly where you need to place it. Once you have it set in place, you can just pull the parchment paper out and stick both layers together. Then I added the top layer and my text. So there you have it, 3 Christmas tags made in under 20 minutes with TeckWrapCraft vinyl. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to subscribe for more TeckWrapCraft vinyl inspiration.